Hey guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Adrian and this is Always Talk Money. I like to talk money as it relates to everyday life, and today I'm going to talk about financial mistakes you should avoid in your 50s. This is a continuation of a series I've been doing where I talk about your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, and now I'm going to talk about financial mistakes to avoid in your 50s. Now guys, if this video brings you value, I'd appreciate it if you leave a like for the YouTube algorithm, please and thank you. And without further ado, I'm not going to waste any more time. Let's get into it. The first financial mistake you should avoid in your 50s is your house being your sole retirement plan. I know the older among us, especially the boomers, they talk about house buying, house buying, house buying, house buying, house buying, right? And that's cool. Now times are changing. Inflation has made it extremely difficult, especially in the housing market. And so building wealth has to be a multifaceted effort. You have to attack wealth building at all levels. Your house being your sole retirement plan is just not going to cut it anymore. For one simple reason, when you sell the house and let's say it appreciates in value, you make a lot of money, etc., 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 where are you going to live when you sell the house? Okay. And let's say you bought the house for 300 and it sells for 600, but you still have like 150 on the mortgage, then you have taxes, etc., etc., etc. Just know that 600 or less than 600 is probably not going to cut it when you're ready to retire. So your house should not be your only retirement plan. Now, it is a good thing to use to build wealth if you buy the right property. I can probably make a video on that subsequently, but your house cannot be your sole retirement plan, especially in 2023 and moving forward. Now, another financial mistake people tend to make in their 50s is not keeping up with their health. And this is a big financial mistake. Let me tell you, as you get older, your body starts to break down. That's just the way of a biological being. The aging process just makes your body less resilient. You have to keep up with your health. If you don't keep up with your health, you know what that's going to cause? More doctor visits, more time missing from work, more money out of your pockets to pay for those doctor visits, to pay for surgeries, and so on and so forth. You can slow down the aging process by trying to be healthy, by exercising, dieting right, doing the things that you need to do. Do preventative maintenance on your body, getting colonoscopies and checkups and etc., etc., etc. at the opportune time. Do not take your health for granted as you get older because it's going to cost you 2 and 3 times more if you make it wait too long, especially in your 50s. So don't do that. Neglecting your health as a 50-year-old is probably one of the biggest financial mistakes I see a lot of people make. Now, another point with regards to neglecting your health in 50s and that being a financial mistake, another point is not setting up a will and, delegating what happens to your estate if something, God forbid, were to happen to you. That's a big financial mistake because what that does is it puts your family in a bind in how to divvy up your assets and how to know what to do after you're not here anymore to speak for yourself. You don't want to do that. You don't want your family to be grieving your death, but also having to figure out where everything goes. That's a big financial mistake because you know what's going to happen? It's going to go to lawyers and the lawyers going to do whatever they want to do if there's no will. And that's going to cost a lot of money. Your heirs are going to have to battle it out with expensive hearings and lawyers and taxes and all of this other type of stuff. Set up your will, set up an estate plan, do it in a way to use tax loopholes to help the people that are left behind, that they don't have to worry about all this tax burden or all this other type of stuff when you are gone. Setting up a will is very important, and that could be a big financial mistake if you don't. Now, another financial mistake you should avoid in your 50s is not using the catch up loopholes with regards to your retirement accounts. Because I get it. Sometimes we start late, right? Sometimes you don't have the knowledge in your 20s, 30s, and 40s to know what to do to plan for retirement. And then you kind of figure it out towards the latter end of your 40s to your early 50s. And now you have to grind mode it. When you're 50 and older, you can make additional cash contributions to your retirement accounts for you to be able to catch up in your retirement accounts, right? For you to be able to, help that compound interest grow faster. I'll leave the exact numbers right here. I'll put it right here. But use those loopholes to get ahead or use those loopholes to catch up. If you're in your 50s, do not neglect this. Retirement is near. Don't make this big financial mistake. It could cost you millions because, as I said, compound interest can make a big difference between 1,000 to 2,000 to 3,000. So make sure you are on top of that in your 50s. Another financial mistake you should not be doing in your 50s is carrying debt. Apart from your home, you shouldn't be carrying debt into your 50s. Debt is a young man's game. In your 20s, 30s, 40s, yes, fine, whatever. You have time to catch up. You have the energy to work more. You have the energy to work longer and make more money and pay down these debts. But if you're going into your 50s with more debt than your mortgage, you are hustling backwards, in my opinion. So don't do that. Don't be carrying student loans. Don't be carrying car loans. Don't be carrying credit card debt in your 50s. That's something that you should have gotten out of your system by now. That's something that you should have educated yourself in a better way by now. And if you're doing that, it means you're doing something wrong. So, as a 50-year-old, do not make the financial mistake of carrying consumer debt into your 50s. In your 50s, you're close to retirement, right? So, why do you need the big family home that you had previously when you had kids? You should be an empty nester right now. And now is the time to downsize. Doing that is a big financial boost. And I see a lot of people in their 50s make this financial mistake, not downsizing. Now is the time your house is at the peak value. You've bought it for 20, 30 years. You've lived in there for a long time. The house has appreciated. Now it's time to sell it and get something smaller. Now it's time to cash out. I see a lot of people in their 50s are struggling to maintain the lifestyle that they had when they were much younger. In your 50s, your income went like this, and then it's going to start to go down like this, right? Because your 40s is the most powerful time for you financially. So at your 50s now, you're in your mid 50s and so on and so forth, it's going to start to go down, which means your lifestyle needs to deflate. You have lifestyle inflation, but you also have lifestyle deflation. Now is the time to not be making financial mistakes as making your lifestyle much more expensive. You should be downsizing right about now. Do not make that financial mistake in your 50s. Downsizing is a great thing. I know it might feel like you're going backwards, but that's how life goes. Once a man, twice a child. So we kind of revert back to the beginning of our life as we get older. That's a proverb that I've always heard from people older than me, especially like my grandparents. So, leave a like for my grandparents and their proverbs. But yes, you should be downsizing your life. You don't have 50, 11 kids in the home anymore. Hopefully not. So downsize, cash out where you can, especially in your home, and try to go back to being much more frugal. Now, finally, another financial mistake I see people make in their 50s, they fall for these snake oil salesmen. They fall for, different type of programs and so on and so forth because you're feeling the pressure. You're close to retirement and you probably felt like you haven't done as good as you should have done. So you tend to fall for these get rich quick schemes. Don't do that. Do the prudent and diligent thing that has always worked. Don't try to make $1 million in 1 year if you've never done that before. Absolutely not. It's better to play it a little bit safe, but not too safe because you can go the other way too. You can take too much risk, but you can also take too little risk. You have to moderate your risk tolerance because, as I said, you're in the end game now. You're close to retirement. You're not going to be working much more longer. So you have to be prudent with the decisions that you make. And as I said, compound interest is a great equalizer. So if the ETFs and the stocks that are in your retirement account are like gaining like 2 and 3 and 4%, you need to find much more aggressive things in the 10 to 12% range. But if somebody's coming to you talking about they give you 50% return, that's probably not realistic. Run very far away from somebody that's promising you 30, 40, 50% consistent returns. In my opinion, that's just a snake oil salesman trying to get you out of your money. They think you're desperate, you're older, you're probably not as knowledgeable, but you should know when something smells funny, use your instinct and all of the knowledge that you've had for 50 years. Use your instinct, use your intuition, and don't fall for that. Now, guys, I appreciate y'all for watching this video. Let me know what you think in the comments. If there are any other tips that you can share it in the comments below. Leave a like on the video. I appreciate y'all. Stay safe out there, make some more money, and I'll see you on the next video.